Welcome back inside the ESPN Wide World of Sports Grill. I'm Andy Katz of ESPN, joined now by Sydney Johnson, the new head coach at Fairfield, former coach at Princeton, former player at Princeton. To my left, former head coach, player at Princeton, Georgetown's John Thompson III, and Temple's head coach Fran Dunphy, who went from Penn in the Ivy League to head coach at Temple, taking the Temple Owls to multiple NCAA tournaments. What has to change to where college basketball coaches get more access with their players where you don't have to go all the way to China to do so?
You're asking me that question?
I want to know what your response is.
I think what we're headed for is when your students are going to summer school, that you're going to be able to work with them 2 hours a week, as we do in the off season now, in the spring and in the fall. And I think it's a great idea. It just gives you a chance to be with them and to understand what they're going through in the summertime. And that 2 hours, while it doesn't sound like much, will be tremendous opportunity for both them and for us to work with them.
What do you think has to change here in the next couple of years in college basketball from a rule standpoint?
Well, I would agree with John in many, many ways, but I also think that our game is getting better each and every year. It's not going to change dramatically right away. I think we're gradually getting better. So, for example, when we talked about having summer access with these guys, it's a great idea. Somebody thought of it a couple of years ago. It's going to take a couple more years to get it implemented, but I think it's on its way. So there's a lot of those little things. I would also agree with John. We don't want to kill our guys. We just want to be involved with them and just kind of see what they're doing, see what kind of shape they're in, and work with them as much as we can. So it's not like we're trying to dominate their summers, but we would really like to be involved with how they're trying to get better.
But the NBA decides whether you come out of high school, how many years you have to be out of high school before you can be draft eligible. How can the NCAA change that?
I don't think I've ever talked to an NBA guy that thought that staying 1 year in school was what they should be doing. I think they're more along the lines of college coaches, 2 and 3, and maybe even spending those 4 years. All the NBA guys want to see these kids get an education. I don't know anybody that wants to get them out of school early. I just don't. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people, but I think they have their ideas about when these kids are going to get better served, and I think as many years in college is best for them.
And how do you challenge Xavier for the A-10 title?
Well, the A-10 is always very difficult for us, but we're going to work our butt off to see if we can't be right at the top. But we have a lot of guys back, but we have to replace one of the best defensive players I've ever had a chance to coach. So our guys want us to score more. We'll see if we can do that.